David had everything. He had defeated Goliath and he had survived Saul. He had outlived his rivals and he had united Israel. From Hebron to Jerusalem, from shepherd to king, David's rise seemed complete. But every victory comes with a cost. And now the bill was due. Nathan had exposed the truth. The king who judged the rich man in the prophet's story had unknowingly judged himself. "You are the man," the words echoed through the palace. For the first time, David could no longer hide behind power, success, or royal authority. David bowed his head. "I have sinned against the Lord." Nathan answered, "The Lord has put away your sin. You shall not die." Yet forgiveness did not erase the consequences, because kings, like all men, must live with the results of their actions. The child born to David and Bathsheba became gravely ill. Day after day, the child grew weaker. David withdrew from his court. He lay on the ground. He refused food. He spent his days and nights in prayer. The king who had commanded armies now found himself powerless. For 7 days, David fasted. For 7 days, he pleaded for mercy. The elders of his household urged him to rise, but he would not listen. He hoped that somehow the judgment would be reversed, that somehow God would spare the child. But on the 7th day, the child died. The servants were afraid. If David had suffered so deeply while the child still lived, what would happen now? They whispered among themselves. Yet David saw their faces. He understood immediately. "The child is dead, isn't he?" The servants answered, "Yes." Then something unexpected happened. David stood up. He washed himself. He changed his clothes. He entered the house of the Lord and worshipped. Afterward, he returned to the palace and asked for food. His servants could not understand. "You fasted and wept while the child was alive," they said. "But now that he is dead, you rise and eat." David answered, "While the child was alive, I fasted and wept. For I said, 'Who knows whether the Lord will be gracious to me?' But now he is dead. Can I bring him back again? I shall go to him, but he will not return to me." The king accepted the judgment, yet the death of the child was only the beginning. Nathan had already warned him, "The sword shall never depart from your house." The consequences of David's actions would spread through his family and his kingdom. Years earlier, David had begun his journey as a shepherd from Bethlehem. He became a warrior, a fugitive, a commander, and a king. One by one, his rivals disappeared. Saul was gone. Abner was gone. Ishbosheth was gone. At last, David ruled over all Israel. His rise to power was complete. But now another chapter was beginning. History remembers David as a hero, a conqueror, a poet, a king. Yet history also remembers the cost. Power had brought David glory and success, but power had also demanded a price. The rise of David was built through courage, wisdom, strategy, loyalty, and blood. Now the consequences had arrived. The kingdom remained. The throne remained. But peace would never fully return to the house of David. The price of kingship had begun.